Zoro wasn't inspired by a hero, but by one of the most feared pirates in history. Not a noble swordsman, not a man with a code, but someone so brutal that even other pirates were disturbed by what he did. His name was François l'Olonnais, and his story is far darker than anything in One Piece. Oda is famous for hiding real history inside his world. Ship names, islands, even devil fruits, and character names are no exception. Roronoa is the Japanese phonetic adaptation of l'Olonnais, the nickname of a 17th century French pirate who terrorized the Spanish Empire across the Caribbean. It's not just the name, it's the attitude, the ferocity, the reputation that made entire fleets turn back. That's l'Olonnais. Let's go back to 1635. François was born in a small town in western France, Les Sables d'Olonne, in the Vendée region. He was poor, completely poor. The kind of poor that, in 17th century France, only had one exit. When he was still a teenager, he was shipped to the Caribbean as an indentured servant, essentially a legal slave, and sent to work on the plantations of Martinique and Hispaniola. For 3 years, he worked under conditions that were designed to break men. They didn't break him, they built something else instead. When his contract finally ended, he didn't go home. He stayed and joined the Buccaneers, a wild brotherhood of hunters, fugitives, and outlaws on the coast of Hispaniola. They smoked meat on wooden frames called boucans, that's where the word buccaneer comes from, and eventually turned to piracy when the Spanish started hunting them. Everything changed one day when his ship was ambushed by the Spanish. He was captured, beaten, and left for dead among his crew. But l'Olonnais didn't die. He covered himself in the blood of his dead companions, pretended to be a corpse, and waited. When night fell, he rose and escaped. From that moment on, he made a vow. He would never be the victim again. Survival wasn't enough. He wanted revenge. By the 1660s, operating out of the legendary pirate haven of Tortuga, l'Olonnais had become one of the most feared men in the Caribbean. The Spanish put a massive bounty on his head. They sent an assassination squad to kill him. He slaughtered almost all of them and sent one survivor back to the governor of Havana with a chilling message. "I shall never henceforth give quarter to any Spaniard whatsoever." He meant it. In 1666, he assembled a fleet of 8 ships and over 700 men and launched a devastating assault on Maracaibo, a rich Spanish city in present-day Venezuela. The Spanish sent a warship to stop him. He boarded it and wiped out nearly the entire crew. When he arrived near Maracaibo, the city was empty. The population had already fled. They thought that would save them. It didn't, because l'Olonnais didn't stop there. He kept going to Gibraltar. And what he did there erased the city completely. His men carried away over 260,000 pieces of eight, one of the largest hauls in Caribbean pirate history. He was barely 30 years old. But here's where l'Olonnais separates himself completely from the romantic image of pirates and from Zoro. Contemporary accounts, especially the journal of Alexandre X. K. Melin, a surgeon who sailed with him, describe acts that are genuinely horrifying. During one campaign, a Spanish prisoner refused to reveal the location of an ambush. L'Olonnais drew his cutlass, cut the man open, ripped out his still-beating heart, and bit into it. Then he turned to the others and promised to do the same to every single one of them if they didn't talk. The man talked. Zoro has a warrior's code. He protects the weak. He fights with honor. L'Olonnais had no code, only pure rage. Rage against the colonial system that had enslaved him. Rage against the Spanish Empire that hunted him like an animal. His violence wasn't random, it was personal, and it was consuming him from the inside. In 1667 to 1668, L'Olonnais launched his most ambitious expedition yet, crossing Central America through Nicaragua to raid the Pacific side of the Spanish Empire. It was a disaster. Ships ran aground, supplies ran out. Disease and desertion decimated his crew. Indigenous tribes fought back fiercely. The most feared pirate in the Caribbean was lost and broken in the jungle. His death remains one of the most poetic and brutal endings in pirate history. According to Esquemlin, he was captured by the Guna people in the Darien region of present-day Panama. They tore him apart alive, threw his limbs into the fire, and scattered his ashes so that nothing of him would remain. Some accounts even say he was eaten. He was around 35 to 39 years old. No grave, no treasure. Just a name, half forgotten by history, preserved almost accidentally in the pages of a ship surgeon's journal. And, 3 centuries later, inside the name of an anime swordsman. So what did Oda actually take from L'Olonnais? Not the cruelty, not the trauma. He took the essence. A man forged in a system that tried to destroy him, who decided he would never be powerless again, who channeled everything into becoming absolutely, undeniably dangerous. Zoro's famous line, "I'll die before I'm defeated," isn't just cool fiction. It's the psychological truth of someone who was once helpless and swore it would never happen again. One Piece is full of these echoes. Real pain, real history, real people. Transformed by Oda's genius into something that feels like modern mythology. And that's exactly what we're here to uncover. Next episode. A pirate is about to be executed in front of a massive crowd. As the blade falls, he throws a piece of paper into the people and shouts, "Find my treasure, if you can." That treasure has never been found. And Ichiro Oda built the entire premise of One Piece around that single moment. His name was Olivier Levasseur, known as La Bouse, the Buzzard. And his story is even wilder than you think. One Piece is fiction, but the pirates who inspired it were very, very real. Their stories didn't disappear. They became echoes. Echoes of the Grand Line.